Welcome back to the Momentum Sports Podcast. If you're new here, please consider hitting that like button and hitting that subscribe button. Comment down below your thoughts. Derek and I love talking about college sports, especially college football and college basketball. We're excited to get on to this next topic that you came here for. So let's get it. So Derek, is Gunner Stockton, is he going to be enough to win Georgia a national championship, or is he going to be what prevents Georgia from winning a national championship this year?
Well, as much as the Georgia fans really got ripped me one in the comments chat, they're probably going to rip some more because I don't think he will. You know, what he did to Texas in the second half is the first time Texas has seen him, and they didn't get much out of it, and they end up losing. It is what it is. Usually you have a week to prepare for a quarterback, and we were preparing for Beck. And that's how it went. But if I had to take another look at another team that was a similar situation, you look at Texas A&M. LSU was up big time. They bring in their backup, and the backup just explodes on LSU. Eventually, teams are going to figure you out and be ready for you. And guess what happened? People start figuring him out and got ready, and they beat them like Texas beat Texas
Mm.
A&M. Well, this is the same thing with Gunner Stockton. People are going to be ready for him. It depends how well he does in a full game and be able to continue that first half that he did a whole full game. And I don't know if that's going to happen, especially being in such a big, prolific game. And yes,
Yeah.
the SEC championship was a prolific game, but he's going to have to continue that. And we'll find out. I don't think he will. I think he's going to have his hiccups. All great quarterbacks do, and it's just bad timing.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree with you. Yeah, your point about preparation and the A&M analogy was actually a pretty good one. How uh, they put in Reed and Reed dominated LSU, but then whenever teams had time to prepare for Reed, they didn't. They were ready, and Reed didn't look that great. Also, you could even use that A&M analogy with in the Missouri game when A&M had what was the other guy's name again? Wigman, Connor Wigman in there. Whenever they had him, he looked like a Heisman Trophy winner. Like he looked like a Heisman candidate against Mizzou, and then a couple games later, boom, he didn't do anything. Reed took the job, also looked phenomenal, and then fell back to earth. Uh, Now, that doesn't mean that this scenario will happen. It just means don't put too much hype on the backup whenever you see him one game in a game that he was not expected to play in, because they were all practice long, like all week long, they had been practicing for Carson Beck. They had been running schemes for Carson Beck. So it will be interesting to see what this guy looks like. But I will give him this. I mean, coming from behind, giving Georgia the lead, he looked very athletic, and it will be interesting. But I think you do make a good point. Is I wouldn't put all your money on this guy to win a national championship from seeing him play in just one game that he came in for another guy.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that one. And I believe Gunner Stockton will get better. It is what he
Yeah.
is. I think one day he will make Georgia proud, and I'm hoping to see that time come. And I'm hoping to see Texas knock that sucker down and say,
Oh
"Sorry,
God.
not in my house." But
Yeah, I
but
wouldn't be
for
assuming Texas is going to make it to the Natty, but um
they're making
anyway.
it.
But I will
They got
give
the
Georgia
easiest
fans
path.
this. Yeah, you do have the easiest paths. But I will give Georgia this though. is I think that Georgia is capable, like their defense, of winning a national championship for them. Like when their defense is focused, that team is really good, and it may be able to help them with the quarterback situation because let's be honest here, like even Beck isn't really that phenomenal. I mean, there were definitely some things that a lot of Georgia fans have been complaining about with Beck and, um, other spectators. So I don't know. I'm interested to see what happens. I think that this guy's ceiling is higher than Beck's, but I don't know if you can get to this guy's ceiling at this part of the season. But we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you got this far, please consider hitting that like button and commenting down below with your thoughts. We'll see you guys in the next video.